Video games have always been made to be fun, and yet, how come some games receive so much hate? Surely the game itself cannot be that bad, can it? Well, there are many reasons why a game or even some game companies as a whole get slandered and targeted by their players, and sometimes even people who haven't even played the game. This happens sometimes. There are some companies who consider enjoyment of a game secondary to how much money they can rob from your credit card, which, surprisingly, can run some games that would otherwise be great right into the ground from over-monetization. Other times it is simply lazy game developers who leave projects and vital game features unfinished, leading to some serious consequences. There can be multiple reasons why a video game or a video game company earns the wrath of people, and today we will be going over some of these cases, including some lukewarm and recent events, to some of the most infamous and disappointing ways video games that were once loved have died, and not just fall into obscurity, but left to be remembered as a flop, a washout, a letdown, or a failure. By the way, don't forget to like and subscribe, or else this blue lobster will scare you while you sleep. Starting us off is something that is possibly both a blunder and an achievement at the same time. Recently, Fortnite released a Darth Vader AI, NPC that players could recruit into their parties. The Darth Vader AI would then fight alongside players, jumping at enemies and attacking with his lightsaber. However, the unique thing about this AI is that players could actually speak and interact with the AI, which would then respond like Darth Vader, much like speaking to ChatGPT, role-playing as Darth Vader. However, unlike ChatGPT and other role-playing AI apps, the Darth Vader AI does not have a good filter at all. This led to players making the Darth Vader AI saying about some much questionable things, including but definitely not limited to swearing. Though undoubtedly a fun experience nonetheless, the lack or regulations that Epic Games lacked to implement led to some complaints. Ultimately though, the possible fun that the Darth Vader AI, with lack of restrictions could bring, ended up bringing back lots of players. Even though it was poached not so shortly after, the Darth Vader AI ended up helping Epic Games more than it damaged its reputation. On another recent note, Nintendo has not been in a good light recently. Throughout its lifetime, Nintendo has never been seen as being charitable for many reasons. From excessive lawsuits and copyright strikes for the pettiest reasons, to its system with video game sharing being so much more limiting than Sony and Xbox. However, its most recent blunder brought a heavy blow to its reputation once again, and with prices released for the very much awaited Switch 2. Already from before its reveal, people had been speculating and hyping up with a Switch 2, with some of the more mainstream ideas being a mix between the Nintendo Switch and either the Wii U or Nintendo 3DS. And after the reveal, the next console after 8 years of wait turned out to be a slightly better version than the regular Switch, with a screen display that isn't even as good as the OLED model for the regular Nintendo Switch. Despite its performance already being the standard for our times, people could overlook that as the Nintendo Direct has some awesome new games, excluding Mario Kart World. And after all that excitement, they revealed the pricing, all cheers died down. The amount was exorbitant at $450, and most big releases were at $80. What's even worse is that some old games like Luigi's Mansion 2 from the 3DS, costing $20 when it was selected for Nintendo Selects, now cost $60 on the new console, while importing bugs and other inconsistencies. There are many people who have spoken about this topic better than I have, but in a nutshell, Nintendo has earned people's disdain through its money-hungry nature and brings the fear of other game companies following in his footsteps. The next game on this list that has fallen to misfortune is one that money can't even buy anymore, and that game is Minecraft. Wait, not Minecraft. Sorry, I meant to say Minecraft Story Mode. Incredibly popular by the standards of the time it was out, Minecraft Story Mode was the only Minecraft spin-off back in 2015, up until it was taken down. It has had more players than both Minecraft and Minecraft Dungeons, with it being more popular than both of them combined, probably even now after its death. While it is a Minecraft game, it is not made by Mojang but another developer, Telltale Games, and when it shut down, so did Minecraft Story. While its closing wasn't because of the game itself, the closing of the game was a huge letdown for many. Obviously, one reason is because people can't buy it anymore. But another reason was because Minecraft Story Mode had one massive problem, which was the need to literally buy gameplay. There were a total of 8 episodes, with only the first one being free, meaning you would have to buy the other 7. While this wasn't particularly bad after all, a company needs to make a profit. This, coupled with other problems of release, gave it some trouble. Although today we look back at it and have mostly positive comments, back then, it had fairly mixed reviews. That was mostly because, being the first Minecraft spin-off game, people had expected a much grander and larger game, with a more Minecraft-like gameplay, and were honestly expecting a different type of game altogether, as well as other criticisms such as some people not enjoying the animation, which was actually pretty good for the time. However, people aren't used to it, as stated that the game looked more like a Minecraft fan-made parody. So with all these problems at the time present, and people hesitant on buying all the games, nobody expected when the studio shut down 3 years later. It was quiet and unassuming. Later, a Netflix version came up as a choose-your-own-adventure show, but without any gameplay experience, it just made people long for the actual game more. Today, people still love story mode, and few of its community still survives, even among the newcomers of Minecraft spin-offs. That's the end of the video for now, guys, as otherwise it would get too long. There are still many more games and events I would like to talk about, but I will keep it for next time in part 2 of this video. So like and subscribe to see the worst fumbles in the video game history, but until then, you can check out any of my other videos and stay entertained.